The main that I do know is, and I say you get so excited, is this. If you cannot control this, if you don't know how to feed this and take control of it, you're never going to make the success you need. Never. And I tell you, for those of you who have said it before, or for those of you who don't know me, I'm originally from Africa. I am from a small country called Gambia. It's the smallest country in Africa, and there's only 1.5 million of us. So if you see one cherry, please, there's a love. But I say that because it's very interesting, because of the poverty in Africa, as you know. But is it, yes, it's a lot of poverty, but it's poverty in what? Mindset. It's poverty in mentality. The odds are against us, they believe. All the opportunities lie outside, not there. Do you know Africa has one of the most of the natural resources in the world? Yeah. If I go to Africa, I see all sorts of nationalities over there. Chinese, Indians, entrepreneurial, because they see the opportunity there. But the people who live there don't see the opportunities. And I grew up in an environment whereby my mom, my dad, they would work so hard. You bring an opportunity like internet marketing. Even back in those days, there was no internet marketing, but they couldn't see it. There's only one way they know, it's the hard way. And the hard way is this: I don't have time for my family, I don't have time for my friends, I just go make money and come back. And I go work for that boss that I do not like. I wake up every morning, go work on someone else's plan, not my plan. How many of you know that these 3 days has been about your plan? Yes. Yeah? Did you notice that you had a menu? You had a menu of different opportunities that you can take. Whatever one you chose, take it and make it work. Because I'm interested in the people who want to make it successful. And we will do anything to make it happen for you. But you've got to choose it, you've got to want it. Me wanting it for you or someone else wanting it for you is not good enough. If you don't want it, ain't going to happen. If you're just sitting down there and like, it's going to come to me, ain't going to happen. Those of you who made the first step, and I tell you this, running to the back and making the assignment is the first step. But what takes you to the finishing line? What takes you to the finishing line? Follow through. Having a mindset that's big, expanding your mind. Yeah? And you remember, I give you this example, lottery winners. They win all these millions, and they lose it. You know, most lottery winners, they lose it within 2-3 years. They lose all the money that they had. There was a documentary, this lady who won 50 million. 50 million! She lost it all in 3.5 years. 3.5 years she lost 50 million. Now, you have somebody else. How many of you know Donald Trump? Yes. Yes? That's the guy who lost all his billions and got it back within 18 months and more. Yes. Why? Mindset. Mindset. Do you think when you guys take the internet products that you bought here, what is going to make it work? The products work. Let me tell you that for now. It works. What doesn't work is the person behind it. Because fear steps in. Their mindset steps in. Oh, I'm not good enough. I can't make it happen. Those millions are not for me. It's too much for me. It's too good to be true. Most of you are judging the opportunities. You're sabotaging it. And when you sabotage the opportunity, who are you sabotaging? Yourself. Yourself. Anytime you're angry about something, anytime you're frustrated about something else, not you, outside, it's all about you, my friends. I tell you why, it's all about you. Those emotions that hold you back, being transferred to something else outside, it's all about you. And until you take responsibility that's all about you, you won't have the success that you need. And even if you get the money, you get all the material stuff, you won't be happy. You won't be happy. Because why? Scarcity mentality. Scarcity. It's like, I always give this example. Can I have a cup there, please? Can someone pass me a cup in the back there, Peter? Go. Yeah, sorry. Can I use your water? I just grabbed this water, you know. Oh, there's one here. Okay, let me use this one. Thank you. So I was going to say, sorry, Peter. Thank you. Give Peter a hand. I always give this example. Look, if you come from a place of, let's say you don't have a lot of money. You're not happy in your life or anything like that. And let's say this, imagine this was an empty glass. Can you give something that you don't have?
No.
You see, the universe will only give you what you can handle. You can't give what you don't have, right? So where do you want to give from? You want to give from the overflow. And it takes a certain mindset to do that. Does that make sense? Yes? It's the overflow that you need to give. Give from. And what would it take for you to get there is what? Mindset. Thinking big. I remember Mr. Richard Tan once saying to me, and you probably heard that before, is thinking big, thinking small takes the same amount of what? Energy. Takes the same amount of what? Energy. Say it with energy. This is the time. We've only got a couple of hours and we're gone. And when you walk through those doors, how are you going to exit out? With what? You're going to exit out with energy. Because you heard me say this before. You either go back home to where it was before, or you can go forward home. Because you see, you can't take the speakers home. But you can take their products and their teachings with you and go teach it to someone else and go invite someone else to be here. Like some of you did here. So, and probably you can tell I'm very passionate about this. Can you tell I'm very passionate about people taking action? Because honestly, it's just not about dumping information on you. It's really on you. If you're not active in your own wealth creation process, it ain't gonna happen. And this is the biggest things that will do that. That's why I love the work of Mr. T. Harvick and the work hang around people who want to do that. My dad said to me very, very early on, and bless him, he was broke as hell, but he said to me, Pa, if you hang around 9 negative people, you're number 10. If you hang around 9 broke people, you're number 10. If you hang around 9 positive and wealthy people, you're number what? 10. You're number 10. So it's time to make that choice, my friends. It's time to make that choice. So most of you here, I know, you've been to one of the workshops. You took the action to came here. Some of you came to London with us. You took the leap of faith. You didn't know how, but you knew why. You knew why. The how, you've got some of the hows here today, but what's going to take you forward is knowing why. Being hungry enough to say, you know what, I'm going to follow through on that decision that I've made. Because it takes a lot for you to go over there and give your credit card and to say, look, I'm going to do this. And for those of you who are going to make another choice to go do that, please, you've got to own that why. Be hungry. It means something. If you're going to do it because you want to be an example for others, so be it. One thing I do know is people are watching you. And the people who are watching you are probably your loved ones, your kids. And I always like to give the example. One of my boys is 20 months, and the other one is just turning 6 months. And what's incredible about kids at this age, this is a time where they learn a lot. This is a time where their brains are about spongy. This is a time their mindset develops. This is a time where they're expanded or they're limited, based on what they see with the people who are around them, which is us here. And as you know, my little boy started walking when he was about 8.5 months. And most people say, yeah, that was quite early, Pa. And that's because I said to my wife, let's let him do what he wants. Let's let him get to the stage where he can just develop and believe he can when he believes he can't. When most people believe it can't be done. If he thinks he can fly, let him fly. But I always remember, and those of you who see me do this before, where my little boy will be down there on the floor, there, and then you see him attempting to get up, and then he falls back again, down on the floor, and you see in his eyes he wants to do this, up again, and you see those fragile legs wiggling, and then he falls. Then all of a sudden he develops something else. He develops a new skill. He holds onto the chair and holds on. Then he decides to stand, and there he goes one time again and falls. All of a sudden, there he is standing on his own and takes 1 step, takes 2, down again. But guess what? The next time he gets up, he runs to where he wants to go. Because of one thing. Here's the one thing he knows. He doesn't know that he can't do it. He doesn't know that he can't do it. He doesn't know that most people don't do it. You don't know, I make millions. or billions if that's what you want. Because you do, you can make it. It's a choice. It's opening up your mindset. The reason why most lottery winners lose their money, because their mindset is this big. It's this big. If you expand it, you can hold it. If you limit it, you can't hold it. I don't care how good the opportunity is, you won't. So you've got to work on that to expand it, to take it to the next level. That's why some of you sat in your seat and didn't run to the back, even though you felt that the opportunity was right. Because I tell you this, there's a reason why you showed up. You didn't show up here to get entertained. You didn't show up here just to see this lanky guy from London to come speak, or any of the other speakers. No. You came here to make a choice. You came here to make a decision. You came here to see, is there something here that's right for me? And I bet you this, most of you have seen it. Because there's some of you here who've been here for the last 3 days, you haven't got off your seat yet. And I ask you this, if it's you, what would it take for you to get up your seat? What is it that you're waiting for to land in your lap? And do you have the time that you think you have? Because most of us think we have time, but we don't, do we? Time is what you make it. And I always give the example, if you have 48 hours to live, what would you do? What would you decide? If you had 48 hours? Make love, huh? Haven't you made love in a while? No, kidding. kidding. But 40 hours, you know, do something different. 48 hours. Now, most of you had, what, 72 hours? We had 3 days to make a new decision, make a new choice. What have you decided in these 72 hours? What won't be the same again? What decision would you make when you leave here? Because we want to hear your success. We're looking for examples. And the first step was you being here. Was you being here. So what is it? What is it that you're waiting for that will take you next step? Please, my friends. And I say this because I'm passionate about this, but for only one reason. Because I look at your eyes, even right now, I can see the hunger, the desire to know there's something that you know that there's more in you. And you've been playing small for a time. This is not the time to play small anymore. So make that decision. Turn around to someone and say, I'm ready to make that decision. Turn around to someone and say, are you sure? All right. So cool. So let me see this. First of all, how many of you here have heard of, it's the T. Harv Eker, by the way. What's the best thing you can invest in? Yourself. Sorry? Yourself. Most people want to invest in others, but not themselves, because they don't trust themselves. Because you don't trust you. It's time to expand their mind. Look, what happened in the past is the past. You have time. The good news is you have time. And I'm going to do something that I've never done before. Never done before. And for those of you who've been into an event, you know that. When I say it, you know that. What just happened? Eh? Look, everybody's sitting at the front here, no one move. I saw my man over there, please stand up. Right at the back over there, he came running up the here, but he stopped. Did you see that? He stopped. Great for moving from the back over there. But my friends, what did I say earlier? Having wealth or building wealth is an active process. The book is worth what? $20 or £20? Not a lot. But just make it your attitude to come. Come! That's for you, sir. Thank you for just taking it. Give me your hand. Laptop. You guys know. I was just picking up the book to show. I was not prepared to give the book, but thank you for taking the action. How many here would like to come? Are you sure? Please stand up. Right. So all of you here would like to come. If I made it worth your while to come, would you come? No, I didn't hear. That's only 10% of the room. Yes. 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 You sure? Yes. All right. So go to the back over there. Now, listen up. Listen up. Listen up. As you're running to the back, keep on going right back. All I expect from you is this. I want you to make a commitment. And the commitment was it. And if you show up, it gets because we need commitment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So please go over to the back and sign up with the guys over there. Thank you so much. My name is Pa Joof for checking out. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I'll have it.